She burst through the wooden gate, her voice sharp as a siren. "This property is under HOA investigation," she yelled, waving a clipboard like it was a warrant. My wife and I froze mid-breakfast on our porch. I stood up slowly, my coffee cup trembling just enough to show I was trying not to lose it. We didn't even live in an HOA community. Our cabin was miles away from the nearest one. Behind her, 2 men in cheap uniforms followed, badges shining under the morning sun, but something about them felt off. Their vests looked fake, their boots mismatched. "Step away from the porch," one barked. The woman, Karen, pointed straight at my wife. "She's trespassing on HOA-controlled land. Arrest her." My wife tilted her head, calm but deadly quiet. "Excuse me?" she said softly. Karen smirked, thinking she had already won. "Don't play smart, honey. We know who you are. You and your husband built this place without authorization. This whole cabin might be seized." I took a deep breath. "Lady, this land's been in my family for 40 years. You're standing on private property." She ignored me, motioning to her so-called officers. One reached for his handcuffs. That's when things went sideways. My wife didn't flinch. She slowly reached into her jacket, eyes locked on the man stepping toward her. Karen's grin widened. She thought she had her. But then my wife pulled out her leather badge wallet and flipped it open. The sunlight hit the gold letters Federal Agent U. Department of Justice. Karen froze. The fake cops froze. Even the wind seemed to stop. My wife's voice turned cold and sharp. "Now, which one of you geniuses wants to explain why you're impersonating law enforcement on federal land?" Silence. Pure silence. One of the fake cops took a shaky step back. Karen's mouth opened, but no sound came out. The color drained from her face. That's when I said with a small grin, "Ma'am, I think you just trespassed in the wrong backyard." Karen's lips trembled as she tried to recover her fake confidence. "This is a misunderstanding," she stammered, stepping back as her cheap heels sank into the dirt. "These officers were just, checking property violations." My wife raised an eyebrow. "Property violations?" she repeated. "Under whose authority? Because last I checked, URAOA doesn't even exist on this map." She tapped her badge against her phone's GPS screen, showing our exact coordinates, clearly outside any HOA jurisdiction. The taller fake cop shifted uncomfortably, glancing at Karen. "Maybe we should go," he muttered. But Karen snapped, "No one's leaving. This land was illegally rebuilt. The HOA president told me." Cut her off. "You mean the same HOA president who sold this land 10 years ago? I bought it directly from him." I held up the deed, laminated and signed. Karen's face turned bright red. "That's fake. You people forge everything." My wife took one slow step forward. "You people?" she repeated, her tone dangerous. The fake cop tried to calm things down, but my wife already had her phone out, recording every word. "Good," she said quietly. "Keep talking." Karen tried to snatch the phone, but I moved in front of her. "Touch her again, and you'll be the one getting cuffed." Suddenly, from the driveway, real sirens wailed. The look on Karen's face was priceless. Half panic, half confusion. "Oh, you called backup?" she sneered. My wife smirked. "No, you did. Remember when you screamed, 'Arrest her'? Loud enough for the neighbors to call 911. 2 sheriff's deputies pulled up. Real ones. Badges gleaming. Cars marked. Everything by the book. They stepped out and took one glance at the fake cops. One deputy looked at Karen. "Ma'am, you mind explaining why you're standing here with 2 impersonators?" Karen's jaw dropped. "They're real officers. I swear." She pointed desperately at the fake cops, who were now quietly inching toward their car. The deputy frowned. "Really? Because those badges look like something off Amazon." Karen spun around only to see both fake cops bolting toward their vehicle. One tripped over the gravel. The other dropped his radio. My wife didn't even move. "You might want to stop them before they vanish," she said coldly. They've already committed 2 federal crimes. The deputies took off running, yelling commands. Karen stood frozen, trembling, mascara running. I looked at her and said quietly, "Next time, maybe check who you're dealing with before sending fake cops to someone's home." Karen tried to explain everything at once, her words tripping over each other. "I didn't know they were fake. I thought they said they were from HOA security." But the deputies weren't buying it. One cuffed her hands while the other read her rights. The fake cops were caught a few yards away, still trying to start their old SUV. They were dragged back, faces pale, as my wife calmly handed over her footage. "Everything's on record," she said. "They trespassed, impersonated officers, and threatened us." Karen started crying. "Please, I was just doing what they told me." The sheriff shook his head. "You trespassed on private property and tried to enforce fake laws, ma'am. That's not how this country works." As they led her away, I looked at my wife, who was finally smiling again. "Guess the weekend turned out more exciting than we planned," I joked. She smirked. "Yeah. Next time, maybe we hang a sign that says no fake cops allowed." The sheriff turned back once more. "You two handled this perfectly. Most people would have panicked." My wife simply replied, "I don't panic when someone points a badge at me. I train the ones who earn it." We watched them drive away, the fake officers, the screaming Karen, the flashing red lights disappearing down the dirt road. Peace slowly settled back over our cabin. I put my arm around her and whispered, "We fought for this land. No one's taking it from us." The end.